Good morning, all. Going to shake it up a little bit, throw a different background in. Wished I was outdoors. This is not out. I'm still at my place in Arizona. This is my place in Missouri. This is what it looks like to be on the porch, looking at the sunrise. Awesome place to wake up to. So if you're on my website, you'd be able to see the office. I'm sitting on the porch there at the office. We converted. It was a cabin built in the early 1900s, I think, or late 1800s. I think it was late 1800s, and we converted that to an office. What you're seeing here is the upper deck of the loft we put in on the cabin next door, which is an early 1800s cabin, which was a church. And I converted it to a living space while I'm out there. Absolutely awesome. You'll see some other backgrounds as we go from the inside of this place. Absolutely really cool place to go and work from. But let's look at the market and what is happening today. So today is what they call coupon rollover day, which is, this is a finite instrument. We're talking about a 30-year mortgage, which they create a new 30-year coupon every month. So that coupon is going to be rolled over into the next one. And so you're going to see a little bit of a negative movement almost every single time. So that's today. This is our little bit negative movement. But let's go back to when we talked about the Fed was doing all their quantitative easing. We go right here where the market had its bottom out. Fed started buying into mortgage-backed securities. Then they got warned about what that consequence was for buying into the mortgage-backed securities, driving the rates down, putting the servicing at risk. Well, that was this day that they started to taper back. You see, all of a sudden, they're just driving money into that. And then on March 30th, they started to taper back on their purchases. So that way it kind of got a little bit of kind of flattened out the curve a bit so we can get some stabilization in the market. Look at how flat it's gone. This is yesterday. It's pretty much, the open and close are very close to where it was on the day that the Fed decided to taper back all their purchases from way back here. So kind of interesting to see the dynamic of that. So what could happen is they could taper back even more. And if they taper back more, we might see it start to decline a bit. If it starts to decline a bit, we may see interest rates start to creep up. So that's something we've got to keep a close eye on. I'm going to have to keep a close eye on going on locking sprees potentially here. So just know that that is happening. At least that's what it's looking like right now. And we got to be keeping a close eye on that. If we're getting close to our ordering appraisals, we should probably be really talking about locking your deal. Let's go over into what it's looking like in the servicing portfolios when we're talking about forbearance requests. Look at this chart. Absolutely crazy, the forbearances that is going on right now. The people that are requesting to take advantage of that scenario. What I'm finding interesting is your Ginnie Mae. This is your FHAs and your VAs, USDAs, that kind of thing, those government-backed loans. Look at the spike we got in that. Everything, they were slightly higher than Fannie and Freddie. Fannie and Freddie is your orange line. They were fairly low for quite a while. Then you've got the Ginnie products, or your government loans they already had some a little bit higher forbearance requests in the past. People having some problems with their payment, but now you can see how much that spiked on those. Look at the gap between your conventional buyers and your people that put very little down. Those low down payment buyers they're having some problems making their payments. Well, the people who put 20% down, your real estate investors, your people buying owner-occupied houses, putting the larger down payments, looks like they're having a little bit of a less problem here. So, and also I think your qualifying requirements are a little bit different. It's forcing a person to show a little bit of a different ability to qualify. Your ratios have to be much lower to qualify for conventional. So as we can see here, history is telling us, or actually current data is telling us, that if you're put through more of a stringent qualifying process, you're not going to be put through as much potential risk as far as inability to pay your bills. So think about that. Now let's talk about what we just talked about last time, right? What are you doing with your time? How are you spending your mornings? Do you have extra time available to you because you're not commuting? Have you had a chance to purchase those books? I know that I got some calls saying, "Hey, Aaron, you said go to the link below," and it's not there. You had to go backwards to the email. So I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to fix that. The best I can do on this video is it'll be at the very end of the video. So pay close attention. At the very end, you'll see right around the time of the disclaimer, you're going to see the ability to click on those links. There'll be a link for the 4 books here. For mine on Amazon. I have to be real slow with this because the green screen is blocking them out. You see steel runners popping in and out of there. Then we'll also have another link to go straight to the Master Key system. Now, another individual told me that you can get the Master Key system on Kindle for free right now, which is awesome. But I really like the print version because I like to be able to highlight it. I like to be able to flag it. I like to be able to carry it on a plane. I like to be able to read that consistently. So do what you feel is best for you, but follow it. It's been life changing. I'll bring some more books out later that really made a big change in my life. There's one that I started reading back in 2015 that got me to love reading because I hated reading before that. I didn't read nothing for that. Well, now I went from reading books in 2015 pretty consistently to now authoring books, which it's a big leap. You know, especially when you look at me and start knowing what type of guy I am. That's a massive leap. One thing that I think is a consequence of what we're dealing with right now, that I think is a really good thing, is this. How to play with this? Okay, gratitude. From what I've said in this book and what I'm witnessing, gratitude is the most powerful economy in the world. You know, I'm seeing people respond to what we're doing, and they're expressing gratitude, and we just want to do more for them. You know, and that's what I'm talking about within the story in that book. And also, you know, use the situation we have now to start fostering that inner quality of gratitude that you have. We may have lived in a way these last 10 years since the crash in a way that it just seemed like there was an expectation of things. We got back that expectation. In reality, you know, when you're living in a life of gratitude, it's something that you don't have an expectation. You're grateful for anything that shows up. And when in history did you ever believe you'd be grateful for a roll of toilet paper? You'd be grateful to even see one on the shelf. Pretty interesting times that we're living in. I think that might be what are the unintended consequences of this experience, is to foster what is one of the greatest attributes of man, his ability to express gratitude, receive gratitude, and then return in kind. So think about that. Some of the benefits that you're experiencing right now. Take the time, place those orders. It's going to be right here at the end of the video. You have to click on one. It'll pause the video. Put the whichever one you click on, put them in your cart. Whether it's the 4 books that I wrote, put those in your cart. And then, again, all those funds when the royalties come in are going to different charities, different foundations. And then when we're talking about the master key system, go back to the video, push play, click on that link, and it could be flip flop, whichever it is. Put that in your cart, and then, you know, close out and shoot me a picture. I'd love to see a picture of you sitting there like this, holding these books up. You know, fan them out so I can see them. Shoot a picture over to us. We've got those. I want to put that out there to the internet, let the whole world know there's people contributing to help others and also changing themselves internally. Appreciate you guys. We'll continue to bring you more data. I got an awesome one coming up this week, provided everything works out in the scheduling. Got a really good one for you. Talk to you soon.